Do you think people got their money's worth out of Trump University?
Oh, I didn't know Donald Trump had a university.
Yep. Trump steaks, Trump vodka. All these things failed. You like the fact that more people have been deported? Is that your view?
It's not that I like it. I just think that they were more strict under Trump. It's more strict
Okay.
in terms of enforcing the policy and enforcing, like, with his executive
Okay.
orders
Based
to
on
be able
what
to,
policy?
well, referring to the migrant protection protocols. I mean,
Which ones?
I'm trying to think of a few on top of my head, like, oh, let's just say an immigrant needed to stay at your house. Would you let them stay at your house?
I believe in an open border between California and Nevada. As someone living in California, does that mean I have to be okay with people from Nevada coming and staying in my house?
No, but in
No.
terms
So
of,
obviously that's a ridiculous standpoint. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
I did.
Do you support him?
Yes, I do.
Even after today, after hearing that he explicitly is in the Epstein files according to Elon Musk?
I think that's a lie.
You think it's a lie? What makes you think it's a lie? You think Elon's a liar?
Well, Elon has Asperger's, so I mean, I would think
How does that make him a liar? Even if that were true, how does that make him a liar? One, you can't diagnose him. Two, right, that doesn't make him a liar.
it's definitely true that he has Asperger's.
One, you can't diagnose him. Two, that doesn't make him a
I'm
liar.
not diagnosing him. He has said it.
Was he diagnosed?
Yes, he was diagnosed. He has
Yeah,
publicly said he has Asperger's.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that there's not good evidence to indicate that he hasn't been diagnosed yet. Now, given that he has been diagnosed, I would obviously acknowledge that. I'm pretty sure he's just self-diagnosed.
Well, we're assuming, I guess.
Specifically with autism, because that's the diagnosis name. It's just considered autism.
No, there's a difference between autism and Asperger's.
So actually, it's all under autism spectrum disorder now. Can I ask you a question about?
Yes.
Yeah. So you do think that it's a lie about Donald Trump that he's not actually in the Epstein files, and that Elon's just lying?
I think so.
What makes you think that Elon is lying?
Well, I mean, he sells those cars and he, says they're great and everything, but then they start wrecking and stuff.
He sells cars that wreck. Okay. Did you know that Donald Trump had a Trump University? Do you think people got their money's worth out of Trump University?
Oh, I didn't know Donald Trump had a university.
Yep. Trump steaks, Trump vodka. All these things failed. He has 6 bankruptcies. Did you know that?
No, I knew he had bankruptcies,
The art of the deal.
but I think if you're in debt, that's pretty smart to do.
So you think it was smart that he has 6 bankruptcies? Can you name a single other billionaire that has 6 bankruptcies, or a good businessman that has 6 bankruptcies?
No.
Did you vote for Donald Trump?
yes, I did.
Why so?
No, I just think with how the world is going nowadays, I think we need strong leadership, and he's one of those characters who can do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you think strong leaders typically have their right-hand mans go against them?
What you're saying with the Elon thing?
Yeah, literally. Like the Elon thing, the Mike Pence thing.
Yeah, but how do we know if that's true? I mean, you could just say something on Twitter and then believe it.
So Elon's lying.
We don't know.
You don't know?
He's not in jail. Nothing's happened, right?
So are you saying
This just came out today?
What good reason did he have to be biased against Donald Trump? According to himself, he is the reason why Donald Trump got elected.
I just remember it was weird since he was talking about how Elon got upset with the beautiful bill about EVs or something like that. But it was weird because they were having a conversation where he was kind of bashing EVs while he was what was it? It was they were, I can't remember. They're interviewing them two together, and he mentioned something about bashing EVs. He didn't have any problem with that at all. And all of a sudden, now with the beautiful bill coming out, that it mentions EVs and some nonsense like that he got upset about. I guess what created it all.
No,
I don't know, and all of a
it's
sudden
because the
now,
bill has pork. The bill is horrible.
Well, we
And
don't know
even
everything.
Elon Musk can see it. Even Elon Musk can see it. Even
Yeah,
his
well, that's
biggest
all.
right-hand man
It's all
supporter.
like it's drama that I don't know. We don't have like an answer as of yet. So I mean, who
Okay, so
knows?
so then
You know
do
what I
you
mean?
think the Epstein files exist?
Of course.
You do? Okay, so then why would Elon say that he saw Trump on the Epstein files when he didn't? Why would he say that?
I'm not too sure. To try to create drama. Maybe he wanted to
Why?
not be like obviously with Elon being pro Trump and all that. I'm sure he was getting bashed by a lot of people or something. Maybe they were some sort of I don't know. It sounds like a crazy conspiracy, but I think it's something to probably ease away from like politics and continue his business. I
Why
guess
wouldn't he have done that prior to the election? Why would he have ever involved himself in politics in the first place? What? That makes no sense.
because he never came out with it before. He was guy just got into it when once we found out that Trump was elected. He obviously got involved all that nonsense to try to get him to win. He wasn't involved before, so I mean, people can change, I guess. So he decided he wanted to go to the right side.
Like you believe he changed because of public backlash.
I mean,
Now comparative to any other point in time, now it's because of public backlash now.
it really it all depends. Yeah, if you get a lot of heat, I mean, you start to try to
Wasn't he the cause
run
of
from it.
most of the
I
public
mean, he never
backlash?
came out. Did he come out politically in the past before this whole thing, or things like that?
Yes,
I don't
yes, he
know.
talked about how he thinks the bill was bad.
I'm saying before all the with the election coming up and stuff. I'm saying way before all that was he coming out saying like he's right. I don't remember him like recalling him on Twitter screaming that he's politically
How about you go look at his Twitter?
Republican.
How about you go look at his Twitter?
I mean, kind of don't want to do that, but either
Okay.
way, kid, instead of with all the conspiracies and nonsense, we probably get into why I guess I think he's a good leader and why I mean I like his immigration policy. I mean things like that. They're all I think it's good, especially with the migrant protection protocols that he has and the zero tolerance policy from 2017 to
Okay.
21.
You said you like the zero tolerance policy. What is that?
Well, from 2017 to 21, it was pretty much it's just pretty much of a I guess immigrant undocumented immigrant created like an act of violence or something like that, or tolerance, and they'd probably send them back most likely if that's from what I recall.
That's okay. So that already existed. If someone
Yeah,
committed
but
a violent, if someone
it's
already,
not as
if
strict.
someone committed a violent crime, they already got deported, right? That's literally what the policy already was.
But with immigration enforcement, I think obviously you can create executive orders enforcing it and hiring more people and things like that. So I think that being said, him getting involved, obviously he did enforce it because as of recently, I think so far the administration has claimed like 140,000 people. From what I don't know what the current, I think that's the current stat. So I think they are definitely trying to get on the case with it and trying to, you know, support, people who are violent, obviously things like that, and people who are undocumented. I think that's the approach he's trying to get at, which I do like. Versus like when Biden was in president, that didn't really necessarily happen. It was a very slow rate. It was just not really too involved with it, if that's so at
A
all.
slow raise in what?
So like border security was a lot. It wasn't as strict. I'm sure
Okay.
because there's less
Really?
people.
Okay. So what did the Biden-Harris administration do that made border security not as good?
Well, the numbers. I'm assuming the numbers weren't as high as they were now at this ongoing rate because we have 140,000 people now that were being deported as of I think how long has he been in office for? Pretty not that long. So I mean, and it's already getting involved with it. So
What was the response? I'm confused. Can you repeat? I didn't get you there.
and so pretty much the rate I would with Trump being in office, which I don't know how many days. Do you know how many days exactly he's
It's been over
currently?
5 months.
So
Or
5 months. So
almost
he's
5 months, almost.
so if I guess I compared it to from when Biden and Harris were in or to get in office when they had how many people deported as of you know, and what
So
kind of
you're just
or how
saying
many.
you like the fact that more people have been deported? Is that your view?
It's not that I like it. I just think that they were more strict under Trump. It's more strict
Okay.
in terms of enforcing the policy and enforcing like with his
Okay.
executive orders
Based
to
on
be able
what
to,
policy?
well, according to the migrant protection protocols. I mean,
Which ones?
I'm trying to think of a few on top of my head, like oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know. On the top of my head, I don't.
Isn't that a big issue
What?
that you don't know?
Well, I mean, they're required asylum seekers to remain in Mexico while U.S. cases were processed.
Okay.
I mean,
Then here, let
this
me ask you
is
this
full
question.
procedure and
Someone who's
certain
seeking
parole programs and
asylum from Mexico, where should they stay while they seek asylum?
I don't know, where should they stay?
I'm asking you.
Well, let me ask you this: if there was somebody trying to, let's just have a, it might be a little drastic, or um, let's just say an immigrant needed to stay at your house, would you let them stay at your house? I'm just curious.
No, I'm confused why I would have to do that. I believe there should be an open border between Nevada and California. Does that mean I should have to believe
Because,
that
like,
like
for
I should wait,
example,
Justin?
okay,
I
yeah.
believe in an open border between California and Nevada. As someone living in California, does that mean I have to be okay with people from Nevada coming and staying in my house?
No, but in
No.
terms
So
of,
obviously that's a ridiculous standpoint. So like I don't know
it's
why
not
they
because if
even
somebody,
if I was arguing for an open border, which I'm not, right? That wouldn't even entail that I have to believe that.
because of why I'm bringing that to question is, or why I'm saying that is because if someone would just, for example, were to come into the U.S. and get hurt, right? That, you know, takes a lot of resources out of us, out of the U.S. dollar, especially if it comes to emergency Medicaid. So if that were, that's why I'm kind of using that example. So if someone were, if you were, you know, trying to allow an immigrant into your place to stay, you obviously are saying no. But that's the problem we have is because they're coming in and using resources and it's costing us money, and especially if they're
Justin,
creating violent
okay, so
crimes
you're
and
saying
things
it's
like that.
okay. So then there's two things here. One, undocumented immigrants and documented immigrants commit crime at lower rates, violent crime and drug crime and property crime at lower rates than natural-born U.S. citizens, right? Also, if you want to reference specifically in terms of economic costs, right? Immigrants add more to the economy than they take from it. Okay, this idea that immigrants are net losses to our economy is ridiculous.
Well, when it comes to, I think there was a stat in 2010, they actually cost us in Medicare, emergency Medicare, I think it was 4 billion. So I'm sure now we're in,
Undocumented immigrants pay $100 billion in taxes in 2022.
yeah, but you can't ignore,
So
how are
what is
you
4
going to
billion?
ignore
What
that?
is 4 billion comparative to 100 billion?
And just 4 billion in 2010. So especially what I don't know what it is now in 2025. I can imagine it's very, very high. It's way more than 4 billion because
Okay.
what the cost is going up and
What's the difference in time? When is that from?
from 2010. So if we could find
Okay,
how much they
for
costed in 2024 from
if you
numerous years.
5x it, it's still way lower
So we're just going to ignore that it's costing us money that someone gets hurt and
because
we have to pay for it pretty
we
much.
gain more money by far. You're making a issue out of something
So I guess it has no effect, I
you're
guess.
making an issue out of something that is not an issue.
It is because that's in
No,
2010. You're saying 4 times or whatever, 4 billion times, 5
5 times.
times. You can't say that. I mean, you
Four.
never know how much it was from 2010 and up. Like,
Okay, if it was okay,
that was just a stat.
if there was a 10 times difference in prices, which there isn't, it would still be less than half.
Either way, it was a good debate. I mean, I had one with Dean and it got heated. At least you did. At least you're a lot nicer about it. So I guess I'll stop debating here. It's
Okay.
been real.